with eyes on you now, it's time to really step up.
Playing pro women's to me means you have a certain responsibility.
What is that persona that you want to present to the world and for the sport and for yourself?
I am a role model for all female players of color. Here I am, I exist. See yourself here.
This is making history.
It's game day, right? So that means we're throwing things that we're going to throw in games. We're not working on new stuff. Let's do it. Gridlock.
Get it? Yes!
I started playing 19 years ago. This is the highest level that I've ever played at. I went out to the first tryout just to check it out, and I was still pretty out of shape from having had a baby, but it was so fun. It was such a treat, and so I just kept going back. I was a little hesitant to bring all my responsibilities to this team. Like, I mean, most of these women are younger than me and they don't have kids. And this is a women's team. Like, there's gonna be a baby or two. Do you know you're gonna lead the way? I hope that by seeing that that's possible, is other people will be like, oh, I don't have to hang it up. All right, I'll carry you for a little bit, okay? What I've come to realize is that if you start thinking about hanging out with your kids as your opportunity to work out, you can kill two birds with one stone. Every little session helps. My mom was a great athlete, and I always had her as a role model, showing me that if I wanted to be a badass, there was nothing stopping me. They're growing up and they know that as a mom, you can also have your own identity. I guess that's a bonus of making women's ultimate a professional sport. Letting them see me do something I love to do, you know, with people watching, and
come on, mama. Yeah.
Still come home to them every night and do our family thing.
Hey there, sports fans, and welcome to the Premier Ultimate League. We're coming to you today live from the Columbia's Baker Field to bring you an exciting matchup between the New York Gridlock and the Austin Torch. Both teams currently sitting today at a 2-1 record, waiting to see who is going to be the final contender for those two playoff spots.
Integrity is what you do when nobody's watching. So then what are you doing when everyone is watching? The biggest thing that I draw inspiration from is my players. Hi, I'm Skazi Tangerlini. I am a high school teacher in the Bronx, and I coach the Sheagles Fieldston girls team. So just make sure that we're making strong, smart cuts one at a time. It's one of the most rewarding experiences, I think. This is a girls' division game, but I have a lot of players who actually don't identify as female, don't identify as some kind of gender binary, and that's been a really interesting thing as a coach and as a person to kind of deal with that side of the sport and how open we are as a sport, but how much room we have to grow. Just because I identify as a woman and I'm very proud to be a female role model, that's not necessarily what they need. And just to be as affirming as possible and ask questions when I can about how to affirm their identities and how I can better myself.
1, 2, 3, Sheagles! 4, 5, 6, family! 8, 9, 10, leg!
If you don't show a willingness to grow, then you can't expect the people around you to.
Yeah, let's go, Gridlock! Let's go! Locked in! Locked out!
I know that most of my high schoolers have not watched Frisbee until this year. So to like be part of a generation that can have the only content that they see if they chose to be women, that's really kind of like goosebumpy.
McKenna comes down with it.
And what a read by Lindsay McKenna.
Luisa Neves with the score. He finds Highland in the end zone for a score. And Lauren Woods cutting deep. She's going to chase that down. It's steed by Melissa Douglas. And Highland puts a disc up, finds Wong in the end zone.
Wow,
what a great,
really getting up.
What a great throw. Yeah, that was great.
Hopefully, I'm a role model for the NYU kids that I coach. It's so much cooler to be able to have them see it, have them sort of see like what high-level women's ultimate looks like. And people who look like them.
Yeah, and people who
they can identify with. My role models are my parents. They came from like very little. My mom grew up in the Philippines, and my dad, like similarly, grew up in the Bronx and built this life for themselves and built our family, and just have them around has been like really inspiring.
Gridlock wins this game.
The New York Gridlock moving up to a record of 3-1.
Oh, God. Bye, Grandma. I'll be right there. Don't fall over. Okay. Don't fall over. Go. Oh, you're all so amazing. I love you all. I feel so great. Look at their faces. These are all my kitties that I coach on NYU with. Yeah, but they're all really good players, and they're gonna keep playing, and they're gonna get real good. Oh, did you spell my name right? No, none of them. That was awesome.
Stassi's so talented.
I watched these goobers play all season, and it's just really awesome to see them all here and just to have that support. I don't give them a lot of affirmations. I'm hard on them because I want them to be here someday. It would be really cool if in 10 years this is one of the oldest teams in whatever version of the PUL exists, right? Because whether you want it or not, you are setting an example. It's going to have an impact, but I also think that we have a bigger responsibility as the first iteration of PUL to set examples for what it can and should be, what sports can and should be, not just women's sports.